All right, everybody, we're back at the SCX24 Deadbolt, and we are going to install this all-metal DKKY transmission. It has the 0.3 mod in there. I'm not even really sure what that is. It's probably like a reduction gear or something. It does come with a, I guess a little sprocket gear here that's metal. So the one that came on this Endura motor was plastic, so it pulls off really easy, but the shaft here is tapered, so we took a little brass watch hammer to tap it on there so that we wouldn't damage anything, and we got it on there. And you want to leave a little bit of room in there. You know, that's just basically you don't want it all the way riding on the motor itself, because you'll end up with problems. So I'll try and show you guys. You have a little space in there, which we have a little space in there. So, and then that's just the motor give in there. But we're not rubbing on anything, and we'll end up putting a little oil there anyways, just to make sure. But it is smooth. Does work out good. This is the stock transmission. That's the plate that came with the Endura motor. So on the new metal one, it already has a plate on there, so we're not going to take this one off. But these are all just nylon gears in there, and they don't spin very well. See? It's just, they were noisy, kind of some parasitic drag in there, so I think that this was dragging a little bit when we're in low gear. So we'll put that aside. We don't need that anymore. We took the two screws off of the back of this transmission here. It is not lubed from the factory, so we open it up and we look in there and it's metal. But as you can see, it spins much better than the plastic factory ones. So we're gonna go ahead and mount this motor on here, which it goes right through there. And it pretty much lines up pretty well in there. And you want to kind of start the bolt in there. You're gonna have to take off this this gear here. When you put the nut back on, it's only finger tight. You don't wanna screw it in too hard. So we're gonna get the motor mounted up to this plate real quick. All right, now that we got the gear off and the motor on, I want to show you guys something. There is movement left, right, up, and down in this motor. You cannot just go ahead and slam this on there and expect it to work. So we're gonna have to set that gear back on there, set the backlash, and lock in the one bolt we can get. Take the gear back off, and then lock that one, put the gear back on. This happens to have a tapered shaft, so it's really not critical about how loose you keep this nut, because it's actually off of the plate versus the stock one. And we'll show you here. That's just a regular shaft, and if we get the stock gearing here, let's see, let's get this on here. Actually, this one's actually got a keyway too. Okay, so they both got keyways, but this one, as you can see, I'll try to get it in focus. You can push it all the way down against the case back there. This one, on the other hand, you cannot. You see there's a space. So that works out well. So what we got to do now is find that sweet spot and lock it in to where it's not binding. And you basically, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna slightly tighten this one here. Just ever so slightly. Just so we can get a little tightness on there. And we'll back off with this one. And you keep doing that until you find the perfect gear mesh, and we'll get all that set up now. All right, we got the motor mounted up and spaced properly. And all you're gonna do is just spin it very gently, and there should be no binding. The only resistance you should feel is from this motor itself. But as you can see, it's very smooth still. So now what we're gonna wanna do is just lube everything up and put the case back together. All right, so just take one of the drive shafts and put it on there, lube up all the gears, and go ahead and turn it. Should turn smooth, no binding or anything like that. And we'll go ahead and put this transmission back in, get everything bolted up, and see how it performs. All right, we got the transmission and engine installed, so now we're gonna wanna check for some internal binding before you hook anything else up, because when you start hooking stuff up and stuff starts to bind, you're gonna take it all back off again. So we got it in low speed. We're gonna test and proportion it all the way up. And then go in reverse. As you can see, the transmission is very smooth. Now we're gonna go into medium gear. And it's actually really, really quiet compared to the plastic one. All right, so we are satisfied with the way it's rotating. Now we're just gonna go ahead and go through and put everything back together. All right, we went ahead and got this motor or the transmission installed with the Enduro motor. All of it looks good. Everything bolted in. This is a 50 turn, or no, what turn is this? Not sure what this motor is. 66 turn motor. So a 66 turn motor, and we put a metal pinion on it and the metal gear in there. So we're gonna see what the modulation is like. This is low gear, and we're gonna see how slow it can crawl. This is excellent for a brushed motor setup. Really excellent. Super slow. The thing we notice, if you look down at those drive shafts in there, they start to spin before it actually does anything. Reminds me of like what a Fury Tech motor looks like. You see how that they spun up before it actually started moving? We'll try it again and show you. You see how they spin up? So maybe that's because it's got that Mod 3 in there or whatnot. Not sure. But it is super, super smooth for a brushed motor. We're gonna get everything back together and go ahead and try and test this thing out. But it is pretty quiet. All right, we're at the test course again. We're gonna check this transmission now with these portals. It's ultra smooth. Transmission is really smooth. We'll continue on to follow this line here, and we'll see how well we can navigate things. Extremely slow modulation for a brushed motor with this transmission. It's really nice. Just trying to get on these rocks real quick just to check it out. Oh yeah. Nice and easy. Ride the wall up a little bit. And we come tumbling down. Alright, let's try and get up this stick section again here. It's a little hard, but we'll see. still kind of hard to get up this. And we made it that way just so that we can figure out what's best. There it goes. Alright, transmission is doing excellent. So we're going to turn it around and come down the other way now. Alright, we're at the top. We're going to come down now. Head towards these rocks over here and see what happens. Again, ultra smooth. Just really smooth, and these portals help it out. Alright, overall we think with the metal transmission, it's definitely a great upgrade. It adds weight, and it also gets rid of the plastic nylon gears inside the transmission that could strip. Modulation is ultra smooth. It is smoother than the nylon transmission, and you can really, really let it crawl with this transmission. And we'll show you again real quick. I mean, that's super slow with a brush motor. That's the 66 turn Enduro motor. Super, super predictable. Nice and slow. So yeah, overall, definitely a good buy for 30-something bucks. You can't beat it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.